All right, guys, it's me, Sean. I'm here with another In the Lab. So, currently, right now, I'm walking to work. I'm about to take the famous Miami Metro Rail. I just wanted to show y'all some new stuff they're building in South Miami. I think it's kind of cool. So, I'm going to just cut out really quick and I'm going to show you. Oh, look who it is. So, yeah, right here, they have these brand new student living buildings. Looks awesome, right? And then they have another set of apartments that they're building next to that, adjacent to the Metro Rail. Super dope, super cool. What's crazy is I just saw my actual blood brother on the way walking. Bro looked at me like he ain't never seen me a day in his life. It's probably because I'm walking around with a whole ass tripod in my hand and a microphone on my neck. Like he's probably never seen me do anything like that. But this is just a new thing that I'm doing, always trying to figure something out, get some new money. But this is also another really cool thing that they put. They have this little Chinese market right here. So like a bunch of stuff like ramen, Japanese sodas and all that. It's really cool, really niche. I've been in there a couple times with my girlfriend. She likes it. But yeah. No problem, brother. No problem. But yeah, we just hitting it to that metro. We're gonna be heading to Wynwood right now. But I'm filming. It's gonna get a little dark walking on the path, so I'm filming this beforehand because I know tomorrow morning I'm gonna be a little tired. I'm probably gonna work out tomorrow morning, and then I'm gonna patch in this intro for you guys. So this is we're gonna be pulling up on our Metro Rail, which I think could be a little bit better. It could go a little bit more east and west and a lot less north and south. That's all it really does. It really goes along US 1 and probably bends up a little through like Alapata and all that, but it's not the world's greatest public transportation. All right, so here we are. This is the Metro Rail right here. It's pretty chill. Oh man, I just needed to hit that one right there. Looks like we got like a 15-minute wait. All right, so we finally made it on our way home. I believe we're catching the last Metro Rail back down south. We got here right in the nick of time. Hopefully this bitch is still coming, because if this bitch do not come, we is definitely walking or calling an Uber. We're probably gonna call an Uber. Let's be real. All right, guys, we're here. We made it home safely last night from the Metro Rail. Um, Pretty much towards the end of the week when I've done a lot of working out, I like to do something light, a little band work. So you're not gonna see a very intense exercise today. It's gonna be more of a high repetition, you know, type of workout today. Not a lot of, burpees or push-ups. So I'm about to get it cracking because, I've already spent a lot of time on the intro. I did want to show you guys some of that new stuff that's going down in South Miami, but let's get to it. So the first exercise I'm gonna do today is gonna be, oh, look, a squirrel. Wow, I really do not have good focus, man. Even when I'm doing YouTube. But look, we're gonna start with some banded shoulder presses. I'm gonna do about 4 sets of 10. Ooh. Yeah, so these resistance bands were kind of like the first thing I bought when I was on my whole journey, give or take. Pretty much about like 2 years ago, I was working at this nice restaurant, and crazy, believe it or not, like the ceiling fell in. So they had to let go a good amount of the staff. And another thing that was going on, I was already kind of starting my journey by then, but a little bit before that happened, I was walking around and I could like feel my stomach jiggle. So I was like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't for me. So once the ceiling, happened and they let go a majority of the staff, I just kind of took it upon myself to just really invest in my, health, because, I just didn't want to go in the interviews looking a little sloppy, looking kind of fat. So yeah, man, it's been a journey. So I dropped down all the way from about 230 pounds, believe it or not. If I could find the picture, I'll put it in the video for you. And then I got somewhere to around like, I think my lowest was probably 160. That was last year. I was doing a lot of running. I was prepping for my what was it? I ran a 5K. Alonzo Mourning, big Miami Heat player. He was hosting one for, I believe it was Kidney Health. The UAE was also sponsoring it. Amazing time. They give out bags. My first 5K experience ever. If you know me, I will always tell you, do not eat Taco Bell before a 5K. Never do that. Sounds like common sense, but you feel like, oh, I can have a cheat day. I can have a cheat day, but save the cheat day for after the 5K. I promise you, you'll thank me. You'll thank me later. So going into that third rep. So yeah, man, that's all it takes, man. Just something like these, man, just to get yourself started. I'm telling you, you don't have to do that. I see a lot of people, they want to do the Saitama challenge, or they want to do everything that Saitama does. I always try to say, when it comes to fitness, you need to be able to have fun. Same thing with school. If you want to go to school for something that you will enjoy. So if you enjoy computers, you enjoy playing video games, I'm not necessarily saying go to school to be a video game creator, but do something in that lane. Like, if you're gonna go to the gym, start with something light, start with something fun, and then move into the intense, more harder, you know, type of challenges. Once you have, acquainted yourself with challenge, once you've acquainted yourself with a hardship. So, last year I was, on and off, had a lot of different things doing. I hit 225 and then I kind of stopped going to the gym for a bit. But now that, everything's flowing right, I got the money coming in, I'm going to start going back to the gym, going to start seeing a lot more videos, and we're going to be really killing it. I don't know if I'm feeling too. I was thinking about just doing one video a week, but I might be doing two or three, because I'm not gonna lie. One thing that I like to do that if you know me, you're gonna hear me say that a lot if you know me, but if you know me, I like to work hard. I don't like to just sit around. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't like to just kind of sit around and wait for somebody to give me an opportunity, man. In life, you just have to go out there and get it. If you don't put yourself out there to get it, you're never gonna get it, brother. All right, guys. The next workout we're gonna get into is gonna be some banded curls. Probably gonna crank out about 4 sets of 8. This was really good. If you want to grow your biceps, you get one of these. I've seen it, man, you can get some really defined biceps. Like, just check it out on YouTube, bro. Some dudes do nothing but these, and they crank out, I think, about 100 or so a morning, a day. I think that's a little extreme, but the results are there. Ooh, nice little morning pump. It's Saturday morning. I'm just chilling, just vibing in the backyard. I know I need to do some power washing back here. I need to get it looking a little bit better, but trust in time. That's gonna come. That's gonna come. We're gonna get there, guys. Slowly but surely. Hopefully one day I can have, a whole kind of workout system back here. I had somebody offer me a cage and some weights. I just really need to put some type of roofing over here. If I can, figure out how to get some roofing back here, I can get that cage going, and then we can hit some squats. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We get some squats, front squats, back squats. I actually really enjoy front squats. I'm not gonna lie to you, I really enjoy front squats. We probably hit some shoulder press, some bench press right from the comfortability of the crib. Like, where are you more comfortable than the crib, man? Let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be honest. I have to work. Like, I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. So when I go to LA Fitness and I record myself, I always try to be very courteous. That's why I'm gonna be honest with you guys. That's why the last video, some of the angles were not optimal, because I don't try to put my tripod in the way of the walkway. I don't try to, at the end of the day, I want to get the content. I want to get the content. Don't get me wrong, but I'd rather be able to still go to the gym just in case, because if they start complaining and moaning, your boy's gonna have to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Your boy's gonna have to get a much more expensive gym membership, which would be I'm gonna be honest, that would probably be a little bit of a problem right now. It probably throw a wrench in a couple of things that I'm trying to get going, but I'm not too opposed to it, because trying to pivot into what I want to go, or where I want to take this, going to an influencer gym wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, now that I think about it. So I think that was set. See, look, I'm losing track. All this yapping, I'm losing track of where I'm at, man. Losing track. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so I'm gonna clip out because I gotta count the sets. I was yapping too much. I'll be right back. All right, guys. So for the next one, I'm gonna go a little bit lighter. I went down a band. I really want to get that good stretch. This is gonna be a rear delt fly, so I really want to get a good stretch on this one. Gonna squat down a little bit, cross them up, and just see if I can get that going. Oof. I'm not gonna lie to you. It ain't nothing like working out in the sun. It ain't nothing like working out in the sun. It's nothing like it. I ain't gonna lie to you. It ain't nothing like working out in the sun, boy. If you from Florida and you play any type of high school football, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Even if you a track and field, even if you in baseball, when they got y'all ass outside working out, or after you do it, the 2 days in high school, and I didn't even go to like a a fire high school. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I didn't even go to a fire high school, but them 2 days back when I was in high school, that was I ain't never did something like that in my life. And I know it's people that go to way more prestigious colleges, and I was seeing what they was doing, and I was just kind of blown away, man. But comment down below. Comment down below. Which one do you think is harder? Working out in a more hot area like South Florida or a higher altitude, colder area? Because I hear high altitude training is intense too as well. I hear that. I hear that. So what you know what do y'all think? Y'all know what I think. Personally, I think it's South Florida, man. We put out some of the greatest football players. You know, the tape speaks for itself. I may not be one of them, but whew, I just feel like you burn free calories. Like you just burning extra calories being outside in that sun, man. It's I don't want to feel like I really don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but I'm just trying to, you know, I'm just trying to liven up the mood, you dig? Oh, hold on, let me reset. Oh man, I'm starting to feel it in the delts. This one, you see, it's almost better to go a little bit lighter on this one because you can really get that stretch on those delts. You can really get that, full range of motion back there. Whatever those fitness purists would say. And don't think I'm over here trying to throw dirt, but I think some people be taking it a little bit too serious with the fitness, man. Like at the end of the day, bro, just I said this last 2 videos ago. It's a very simple concept. You exercise, you look good, you repeat, you sweat, you repeat. You put some no pain. What do they say? No pain, no gain. You gotta put some pain in. So it's gonna be some days where it's not fun, but it just makes the days that are fun just that much better. Okay, so to end this off, I know I like clapping my hands. I be rubbing my hands like Bird, man. But to end this off, I'm gonna do some hammer cross body curls, man. Gonna be very chill. Gonna be very easy. We're gonna do some high reps because you really want to put some tension on that muscle. You don't want it to be too easy. Oh, man, if y'all would have known, like the reason y'all, I don't know if I'm gonna put it before or after, but the reason I was so intense at that Metro Rail is because I was on that Metro Rail app calculating how fast it would get me to walk there. I was not trying to miss that Metro Rail because currently my car is having problems right now. So I'm just taking the Metro Rail everywhere, or I'm taking public transportation or walking to wherever I have to get. Not gonna lie, it's got me burning a lot of extra calories, which isn't necessarily bad. I got something coming up. Like I think it's this festival called 3 Points. I'm gonna be going to with my lovely lady. I don't know if you guys will meet her, but you might one day. Who knows? But it's a nice techno, more type of good, vibes festival, and it's gonna be fire. And who knows? I might go with the shirt off. I do have a lot of body hair, but I could just shave that. Who knows, man? But all this walking, I'm not gonna lie, it's got me looking pretty good. It's got me looking pretty good. Whoo, whoo, whoo! I felt that one. Felt that one. That's that high repetition right there. Like if you find yourself not being able to get a good sweat anymore with the weights that you have, just up the reps, keep upping the reps, or do something slightly more difficult. If you find yourself knocking out like 20 push-ups easy, move to like diamond push-ups, move to wide grip push-ups, do something a little bit more intense. Like I said, you got to get your foot in the door first. You can't just kick the door down in this fitness. You're not just gonna walk into a gym and squat 315 because you saw C-Bum do it. Believe me, it doesn't work like that. I haven't tried, but believe me, it does not work like that. I promise you. Um, but yeah, man, just finding something, and not even necessarily fitness doesn't even always have to be weightlifting, man. You could do something like jujitsu. One of my best friends that I've known since high school, he boxes. He loves boxing. He loves that, and he's in like the best shape ever, better than when he was in high school. That's us doing like 2 a days. He looks great. Honestly, I kind of wish I had the body that he had, but you know, all that running and throwing jabs and ab work. I don't know. Maybe I'm not gonna say I can't do it, but I don't know. I might. I might. I do need to practice some type of self defense, bro. At one point in my life, I need to be able to say like, oh, I do jujitsu, I do Muay Thai, I do boxing. Last set, guys. Whoo! All right, folks. If you made it this far, thank you very much. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it so much. I wanted to really quick say thank you to everybody who watched the last video. We completely destroyed my goal. I had a personal goal of hitting 30 videos. We're slowly about to creep up on the 40 videos. I want to thank you guys so much. And again, I'm going to keep this coming for you guys. I'm going to keep this content coming. I'm not letting up. I promise I'm not letting up. Honestly, I'm thinking about even going harder. Like if I can get some more time, I could get you guys 3, 4, maybe even 5 videos a week, because that's how much I love fitness. When I was at my lowest point in my life, I gave myself to God and I gave myself to fitness. I put everything I could into lifting weights, and I stayed humble and I did what I had to do, man. So, peace out. Thank you again, guys.